I actually have great admiration for Ron DeSantis. What he has done in Florida is extraordinary, just extraordinary. Ron DeSantis understands that the battle for America is the battle against what he calls the woke, which is another term for progressives and the left. That's all you need to understand, and then America will be saved. That there is finally the use of the word existential is appropriate. The left poses an existential threat to the United States of America. If they prevail, then it will be a country between Canada and Mexico, but it will not be the United States of America. It will be something awful. It will resemble the Soviet Union much more than America for 200 something years. Ron DeSantis understood that. You know that the University of Florida, which he has been working to de-wokeize, as nearly all our universities are, as you probably saw with the MIT, Penn, and Harvard presidents, who are incapable of saying that they would intervene if students called for genocide of Jews. It's almost difficult to believe, but that's what happened. So he has changed the University of Florida so much. Did you see this, that University of Florida is ranked as the highest public university in the country?
Oh, University of Florida.
University of Florida.
Ben Sass is now
Ben Sass is now the head of it. Yeah, we should contact him. He's a big fan of PragerU. Ben Sass shows his children PragerU videos. He told me this when he was in the Senate. You didn't know that? Because we were on a program together, I think in Nebraska, but I'm not certain where it was. I think it was in Nebraska. Yes, what Ron DeSantis did is extraordinary. Had I been an intimate friend, I would have told him not to run then, because he would have been the hero of conservatives in the United States after Donald Trump for what he had accomplished. And so I don't know exactly why he ran. I don't hold it against him. My admiration for what he has done as governor of Florida continues. In every arena, what he's done with the University of Florida, how he has made Florida synonymous with being the freest state in the land of what was the free. I mean, if you ask almost anyone, what is the freest state in the United States, most will say Florida, and it is thanks to Ron DeSantis. That's quite an accomplishment. Florida was purple, could go either direction, and he won by 20 points. I mean, I don't want people to forget. That's why I hate these debates, because it's what they call the circular firing squad in the Republican world. Somebody needs to explain to me what the Democratic Party, during a break maybe you'll explain to me, the Democratic Party has done to avoid having primaries in some states. Are you aware of that? That there is something to that effect, that Democrats won't be voting? All right, so I will look it up, and it's a rare thing that I do. I think aloud a lot, but when I'm not certain of something, I try to keep it to myself. But this is one instance where I didn't, and I need to find out about that. What the Democrats do with regard to elections is frightening, is absolutely frightening. Ron DeSantis is a great man. People don't know. I mean, was he a Navy SEAL?
Yeah.
I mean, that alone. I mean, you know how extraordinary that is. The physical and mental capacity of a human being to be a Navy SEAL. I don't know if Navy SEALs have decided to go woke. I don't know. And do what Sports Illustrated did, open it up to everybody. You know, Sports Illustrated has fired virtually everyone who works for Sports Illustrated. I don't know how the magazine will survive. I'm not sure, but I suspect that it's going woke ended its appeal to people. If you have a swimsuit issue and you feature quite heavy women in scantily clad, scanty bathing suits, what is the point that you wish to make? So people will, of course, say, well, you know, you Prager, you got a big belly. So that's fine. But I wouldn't pose for a bathing suit issue. That's fine. You know, I'm overweight. That's not the field that I would enter. I don't want affirmative action in modeling. Modeling has a certain criterion. United Airlines has now opened itself up to saying that their pilots will be chosen by race, and half their pilots will be chosen by race and what they call gender. And this is the stuff that Ron DeSantis has fought. And he deserves tremendous credit for what he has done to Florida. I mean, you have to understand, I mean, it's not long ago that Florida was considered, as I said, purple, but not only that. Florida was not taken all that seriously. It was basically regarded as a retirement home, certainly South Florida, as a retirement home for northern liberals. That was how it was understood. My parents were a perfect example. They lived in Brooklyn, and they bought a condo in Miami Beach many years ago when it was still affordable. And so they'd spend their winters there. My parents were not wealthy, but they had enough money to do that. So I'm well aware, and that's all people thought of. It was a retirement home, and now it is one of the most dynamic places in the country, one of the most dynamic states. Joseph Ladapo is the Surgeon General. He's a black man who's not celebrated by the NAACP. You know why? Because he's not a leftist. The NAACP is interested in left-wing blacks, not in non-left-wing blacks. Same with the National Organization for Women. They don't even protect women's sports. What is the latest obscenity? Golf. Yeah, that's right. So this disgusting human being who has now won the golfing competition, the golf competition. So he's come out with the line of, you know, there's no advantage in being a man here. This is golf. Caitlyn Jenner said that. Caitlyn Jenner, who has opposed a transgender women, that is males who say they're females, from many sports like swimming, but he's okay with it in golf. So here's a question for Caitlyn Jenner. Why is there women's golf? If there was no advantage to being a male in golf, why is there a women's golf competition? My friends, you must understand that left-wing positions are not simply immoral. They're incoherent. They're logically incoherent. It was like the head coach of the New England Patriots. I'm still driven crazy by this. If you don't see race, that's racism. By the way, I think is the Tampa Bay coach who just said the opposite? There's an NFL coach who just said the opposite. The whole point is not to see it race. That is the whole point. 6 million Jews would have been alive if the Nazis didn't see race and didn't see ethnicity and didn't see religion. They're sick. Leftism is a sickness of the soul. It destroys the mind as well as the conscience. The absurdities that they come out with. So. Oh, he was deployed with Navy SEALs, but is not a Navy SEAL? Okay, fine. I assume that's still a compliment to him to be deployed with Navy SEALs. They wouldn't have deployed me with Navy SEAls, let us put it that way. They might have brought me to give a speech.